How's it going today? I hope all is well. Today I'm going to be taking you over my revisions of project number 2, which I did a tutorial on how to make a window screen. Now I'm going to start off by just kind of going over the basics of what I did, and then I'll get into a little more detail of what I did and why I did it. But for the most part, I mostly worked on my introduction. That seemed to lack a little bit in Professor Terebrina's comments, which I found to be very helpful. That was something that she had commented on, so that was something that I definitely wanted to work on, and that is what I did. So this entire section here is my new introduction, and I didn't really know what to put for the page, so I just put a picture of a window screen on there. I didn't want it to just be a blank page. That'd kind of be boring. And I added a couple other things in. I kind of forgot some materials that weren't exactly necessary to building the screen, so I just kind of forgot to throw them in when I created the video. And that's about it, really. I didn't want to add too much more. I didn't want to make my video too long, too boring. I wanted to definitely keep my audience's attention. So let's hop into it. We'll pull up Professor Terebrina's comments here. She was kind of looking for a background. She started liven up the introduction a little more. Why you might need to replace your window screen. Stuff like that. So I kind of tried to answer those questions and let it kind of flow into the video. So let's pop in and we'll actually listen to our introduction, and then I will just kind of go over it piece by piece on what I added and why. How's it going, guys? It's Seth here. Today we're going to be teaching you how to build a window screen. I used to work at Ace Hardware where I repaired screens on the daily. So that there was just kind of a quick intro. I'm Seth, and a little bit of background knowledge, why I'm qualified to teach you how to make a screen. I worked at Ace Hardware, and pretty much every day I was there, I was working on window screens. Now, you might need a new screen if a pet damaged it, or the weather damaged it, or even if it's simply just old and it needs to be replaced. That there is kind of your why. Why would I need to replace my window screen? Just gave a few examples. Obviously, there's plenty more, but those were just a few simple examples there. One thing I would do before building a completely new screen is to check on your old frame. If your frame is in good condition, there is no need to build a completely new screen, and you can simply just replace the mesh part of the screen. If that's the case, you are more than welcome to skip ahead in this video to where I start applying the mesh to the frame. And I wanted to add that piece in because I just needed to mention that you don't necessarily have to build a new frame if your current frame is in good condition. Next up, we extended our materials here. In the video, I used duct tape to hold down the screen frame. I mentioned that it's optional, but I just wanted to include it on here because it's not something I threw on. So I included duct tape, and then as Professor Terebrina mentioned in her comments, I forgot to put a tape measure on there for measuring for the screen. So I added that in there. And then this was also a subtle change, but I just changed the wording on this to say that I have provided a link to material examples in the description. Beforehand it said I will, and at the time of anybody actually watching the video, they'll already be there. So I have provided the instructions or the links for them. That's really all I added to my video. Like I said, I didn't want to add too much that was going to make it too long. So I wanted to keep it simple and keep the audience engaged throughout the entirety of the video. And then lastly, I'm just going to go over, I created an entire transcript that is word for word of my video. Originally, we were supposed to have a transcript, but it wasn't necessarily supposed to be word for word. So my transcript that I had was more of a rough draft of sorts. This was more of a rough draft to my first video that I created. So I didn't really want to leave this on there. So what I ended up doing was going in and creating an entire word by word transcript for my video. But that is all I did for revisions on this project, and I thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.